Hi everyone, hope you're all well. In today's video, we're going to talk about website ownership, who owns a website, and how to own a website as well. So a website can be owned by an individual or a company, depending on who created and registered the domain name. The person or organization that owns the website is typically responsible for its content, maintenance, and any legal or financial issues that could be related to the website. And it's determined by the domain registration information, which can be found by performing a whois search, which reveals the name, contact info of the person or organization that registered the domain. In a lot of cases, multiple people or organizations may have ownership or control over a website. For example, a company may hire a web development firm to create and maintain its website, but the company itself would still be considered the owner of the website. Additionally, the websites can be sold or transferred to new owners as long as the domain registration information is updated to reflect the change in ownership. But what is a domain? A website domain is the unique address that identifies a website on the internet. It's the name that people type into their web browsers to access a particular site. It consists of two parts, the actual name and the top-level domain, in other words, the TLD. For example, in the domain name google.com, Google is the actual name and .com is the TLD. TLDs can indicate different types of websites, such as .com for commercial websites, .edu for educational institutions, and .org for non-profit organizations. Domain names have to be registered through a domain registrar, which is a company that manages the reservation of domain names. Once a domain is registered, the owner can use it to create a website and set up email addresses and lots more. It's important to choose a domain name that is easy to remember, relevant to your website or business, and available to register. Additionally, some TLDs are more popular than others and can affect the perception of your website, so it's important to choose a TLD that fits the purpose of your website. So, how do you buy a domain? There's general steps to buying a domain. The first thing that you need to do is choose a domain registrar. There are loads of domain registrars available, like GoDaddy, Namecheap, and Google Domains. And you want to choose a registrar that offers the domain extension that you want, but also has a good reputation for customer service and security. Once you've chosen a registrar, you need to use their search domain tool to find domain names that match your desired name and TLD. If the domain name you want is already taken, the registrar may suggest alternatives, or you can try a different TLD. And then after selecting an available domain name, follow the steps to register and purchase the domain. And you'll need to provide your contact and payment information and agree to the registrar's terms of service. And then you'll need to configure it with your website hosting. And this can involve setting up domain name servers like DNS, and configuring domain settings, which can usually be done through the registrar's website. We'll go through some of the steps today. As I mentioned before, there's loads of domain registrars out there that have good reputation, good pricing, and good customer service. In today's example, we'll use GoDaddy. GoDaddy is one of the most popular domain registrars in the world. They are known for offering a wide range of domain extensions and affordable pricing for domain registrations. With GoDaddy, they do have the domain search that allows you to search for available domain names quickly and easily, and they also offer suggestions for alternative domain names if your desired name is already taken. They do offer competitive pricing for domain registrations, with a lot of domains are available for less than $20 a year. They also offer discounts for bulk purchases or multiple year registrations. And they also have a variety of additional services to help you build and manage your website, like their own website hosting, their own website builders, email hosting, and loads more. They also offer a domain management dashboard where you can manage all of your domains in one place in case you have more than one. And they have a large customer support team available 24/7 to help you with any issues that you may encounter. And they offer phone, chat, and email support, as well as a really dedicated knowledge base with helpful articles and tutorials. So to get started with GoDaddy, what you want to do is go onto their website and you're looking for the domain search tool up here. And you're basically just going to type in the domain that you want including the TLD that you want as well. and then you just want to click on search domain. So what GoDaddy will do then will tell you if your domain is taken, and if it is, they will offer a alternative, and if it's not, then they'll be able to give you the opportunity to buy it. So in this example, you can see that the domain that I wanted is taken. So what I'm going to do is look at the alternatives. There's one over here that they recommend. You can see they got great alternative. So it's just changing the TDL. And then if you scroll down a little bit, you can see even more domain names that are similar to the one that I wanted, but different, maybe slightly with slight variations. And you can go through each of them as well. Maybe you like the look of some of them more, and you can see the pricing for all of them as well. What GoDaddy will also do will kind of push for you to buy bundles of domains, and this can be useful for a few things. If you have the different TLDs for your domain name, it just means then you have full ownership of that domain name, and then you can redirect each of the other domain names to the main one, but you don't have to. You can always just stick to the one that you have. Once you decide which one that you want, what you want to do is click on make it yours. So you want to look at the pricing, and you can see those different kind of pricing, but they also offer loads of offers. So for example, this one is originally $34.99, but you can get it for as little as $1.99 with a 2-year registration, for the first year with a 2-year registration. So meaning that you'll register it for 2 years, but you'll pay $1.99 for the first year. And what you want to do is click on make it yours. And then you can see it's just adding to the cart. And once it's been added to the cart, you can see the pricing on it as well. What you can do is buy multiple domains. If there's other domains that you want to buy, you can just add as many domains as you need and then just add it to the cart. And then once you're done, you just want to click on continue to cart. You'll need to create an account in order to purchase and then manage your domains. And then once you've created an account, it'll ask you to finalize any kind of details. So there's additional features that GoDaddy offer, and one of them is the data privacy for your domain. So GoDaddy anyway includes free privacy protection to guard your personal info, meaning that as mentioned before, you can find out who owns the site and the contact info, using the Whois database to search for it, but you can always hide that information. This is one way to do it, and GoDaddy's domains include that free protection. But they also offer even more protection. So in the full domain protection, they have additional security protection that prevents hackers from stealing your domain or making other unauthorized changes. Adds 2-factor verification, and it also matches length of domain term as well. And that is another additional price per year on top of what you're already paying for your domain. Then they also have the ultimate domain protection, which is everything that the full domain has. And then it also allows you to hold on to your domain name for an extra 90 days if your billing method expires. Seeing as because you are only registering that domain for say 1 year, it just means then after the end of that 1 year, if you don't renew that registration immediately, then that domain becomes free for anyone to buy. It doesn't matter if you've had that domain for maybe like 2, 3, 4 years. As soon as the registration expires and you haven't renewed it, it's free for anyone to buy. And this can be really disastrous if you rely on your domain name a lot, especially if you've got a high traffic website. People can then use that domain name and move all that traffic to their own website and things like that. So with the ultimate domain protection, it does allow you to hold on to your domain name for another 90 days even after your method expires, because and just means then you have more time, and it's just a kind of an extra layer of security. And then again, that's just another fee per year on top of what you're already paying. So it's up to you how you want to, which of the privacy protections that you want. But you do get the free privacy protection for your domain name, so it'll replace your personal info with proxy information in the Whois directory. There's also additional things like adding a professional email, things like that. And then once you're done, you just want to click on continue to cart. at this point you can see an overview of what you're buying. So you can get the domain registration, you can decide how long you want the domain registration for, and then once you've selected what you want to buy and selected all the features, you just want to click on I'm ready to pay, and then provide your contact, payment information, and agree to GoDaddy's terms of service. Once you have purchased a domain, you'll need to configure it to work with your website hosting, and if you are already hosted with GoDaddy, then you can do it through GoDaddy's website, but it can also involve setting up your own DNS and configuring your own domain settings. The process of buying a domain is fairly similar with the other popular domain registrars like Namecheap and 123reg. You search for the domain, you select how long you want to register it for. If they have any additional features, you just select as many as you want and then just pay for it and then manage everything within the domain. GoDaddy is one of the most popular domain registrars in the world, but it has faced some criticism for their pushing a lot of their marketing tactics, and some users have reported issues with their customer service, but they remain a really popular choice for domain registration and offer a variety of useful features for website owners as well. So how do you pick a good domain name for your website? Choosing a good domain name for your website is really important in building your online presence, and you need to make sure that your domain name is user-friendly and SEO-friendly. Some things that you want to consider, you want to keep it simple and memorable. So you want to choose a name that's easy to remember and easy to type. So avoid using too many numbers, hyphens, or complicated words that can be confusing for users. You want to use keywords and just incorporate the relevant keyword into your domain name, and that those words could kind of describe the content or the focus of your website. This can help with the SEO and make it easier for users to find your site as well. You want to consider the TLD, so the top level domain, and that's basically that extension that we talked about at the end of the domain name, like .com, .org, .net. So you want to choose a TLD that is appropriate for your website and target audience. So for example, .com is the most popular and widely recognized TLD, but there are loads of other options that may be more relevant to your specific niche or industry. And you want to, before registering a domain name, you want to make sure to check for any potential trademark or infringement issues. You can search this in the Patent and Trademarks Office database to see if your desired domain name is already trademarked or anything like that. So by following these guidelines, you can choose a domain name that is user-friendly, SEO-friendly, and reflects the brand identity of your website. Using the Whois database. So the Whois database is a publicly available directory, and it contains information about domain name registrants, and this information can be used to look up the owner, registrar, and other details about a particular domain name. So you want to look up the Whois lookup website, and there's loads of websites that offer Whois lookup services like ICANN, Whois, and Whois.net, Whois.net, and Who.is. So you just want to pick from any one of those. And then usually with them, what you need to do is look for the search bar and just type into the search bar the name of the name of the website that you want to know who owns, and you just want to click on search. And then what they'll do is they'll give you info on the registrar, like so who did they use to register? In this case, it's GoDaddy. When it expires, when it was registered, their name servers and things like that. And the registrar data is this part here. Now, if you remember from when we were buying a domain from GoDaddy, they did offer all of GoDaddy's domains offer privacy. So all of the contact information, register information has been replaced by a proxy. So we don't actually know the actual address. And this can be the case for a lot of the domains that you have. A lot of domain owners choose to keep their information private or use a third-party service to mask their contact information. And there's also some Whois lookup results that may show limited or incomplete information. Additionally, some domain registrars may have their own Whois lookup tools that provide more detailed information about the domain registration, but the ones that we have here will only show what's there. And in this case, they're all being protected by the GoDaddy's domain protection. So overall, in order to find out who owns a website, it's pretty easy to use lookup services, and in order to own a website, it really comes down to owning the domain. It's really important that there's measures to protect your domain in case it expires, as whoever owns the domain essentially will own rights to redirect that to any website that they want. It's really important to choose a really good domain name as well that's user friendly and SEO friendly. I hope this video was helpful in understanding the basics of website domains and how they function, and also to figure out who actually owns a website.